While everyone thinks that tech is the safe play right now, I'm actually shorting Nvidia. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why I am shorting it. And I'm going to share with you also three small cap stocks that can outperform from where they're currently at. But before I share that with you, let's go over to the community tab here. And if you have any questions for me, like Kevin does, feel free to just drop a comment down below on this YouTube channel, on this YouTube video, and I'll get back to it on the next one. And Kevin asked, why did I use the first week of January, not the last week? Now, he's referring to this last video about how, in that video, I discussed about how to set price targets for the end of the year. And by default, my thought process is always, what's the price target going into the year? Not usually by the end of the year. So I always use January by default. Now, you could use December as well to the last week of December expiration. They both work. They're both valid. Um, they're just a few points away. So to me, it's not big enough of a deal for me to like just switch from one or the other. So that's it. There's no right or wrong in that one. And then also, Ron asked me, or he said, I'm watching this video and Gextron now helps with longer term trades versus a day trade, the end of the year target. Oh, he's referring to the end of the, yeah. So Gextron has always helped any style of trading, whether it's long-term trading, short-term trading, day trading, scalp trading, intraday trading, investing. It's always been helpful for every single type of trading plus investing. Okay, so it at the end of the day, Gextron gives you price targets for the quarter, for the week, for the month, for the year, and then also what is getting in the way of that, which again, support and resistance levels, but not just support and resistance levels, but how strong are actually those levels. You don't have to go through all that technical analysis to try and figure that out, different time scales. This is as easy as just going into the dashboard, looking at this page and be like, oh, okay, 180 is the biggest level of resistance right now. Okay, with that said, let's get into Nvidia and why I am shorting this stock. Here's the bottom line, okay? In the last video, I explained I think probably in this video and maybe a couple of videos ago, I explained the monthly expected price target ranges for Nvidia. Now, I updated my ranges here just recently, so it's not as big as it was because it's the end of the month almost here. We're almost halfway through, done with the month. And as time gets closer to that expiration, the ranges contract, they get smaller, and so it just gets smaller. That's it. So here's what happened with Nvidia. Yesterday it popped. Why it popped, I have no idea why. But it popped and it got rejected here at the MEM line. That's just my acronym, my line for saying the monthly expected price target from the top side. It went up there and it got rejected. This morning, CPI data came out, everything just popped, and it hit the max reward area, the biggest level of resistance, which again, Gextron has been telling us for a long time here because it's always forward looking. Okay, so there's no need for guessing. So Gextron has shown us here. Okay, where was it yesterday? I'm going to share it with you. This at 177. Okay, so 177.5, 175, but we're above it, and 180 are the biggest levels of resistance. And today, it actually got rejected. It's been hovering around the 175.5 area. Now, just because it's above it doesn't mean that it's holding. It doesn't mean that it's a bullish thing. Okay, it's just hovering around it. Right underneath it, it has one level of support left, which is 175. Okay, so that's it. This is the final level of support right here. And I'm actually going to relabel this and call it the P-trans level. Now, if you know what P-trans is, P-trans is where it's the positive transition from bearish to bullish. But if it crosses below it, it no longer has that bullish dominated environment. It's now prone to being bearish. Now, you may be asking me, well, Ruben, why are you shorting it if it's above P-trans? And the reason is really simple. It has nothing to do with just being a bear or anything. Is that we hit max reward. And whenever price ever hits max reward and also a monthly price target, it can have a tendency of pulling back. Not a crash, but a pullback. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for here. So we got into the trade for Nvidia, and this is I think the first one got us stopped out, but I re-entered again, and here's what I'm going for, right? I believe I executed this on the hourly. I have this is kind of what I'm looking at here. Okay, so it all comes down to risk versus reward. Now, the next thing I did here with the Nvidia trade is get the remainder of the price target for the end of the month to the downside, which is 167 as of right now. I marked it earlier and it was, I believe it was 166.36. If it does get rejected here, the risk versus reward ratio is about a 10.77. That is a great risk versus reward ratio from where we're currently at. Okay, I could extend this and make it back above to the max reward, but that cuts my risk versus reward ratio by a lot, and I'd rather lose small and win bigger. And also, I have October 24th puts. So it's not super long dated. I can't hold through this entire, 3 point move or 2.5 point move with that short of an expiration. I would have to double that expiration length for me to be able to be comfortable to swing that trade for that many points up. Okay. But it all comes down to just risk versus reward ratio. We hit one side of the wall. Let's see if it can come back down to the other side. It did get rejected on the big level of resistance. Let's see if it's strong enough to on the daily time frame too, because I'm looking at this at the daily time frame. And this is a strong candle. This is a strong rejection candlestick. I want to see if it can come down, lose P trends, and then go to the bottom of the price target, which is 166.36 right now. Okay, it's just that simple. Now, from looking at the news from today, Nvidia is not that strong. Okay, you can see here it got rejected. SPY hit 0.8, almost 1% today. I think 0.9 something at all-time high today. And Nvidia is one of the weakest, as well as Microsoft, as well as Amazon and Meta is pretty weak. They're all pretty weak. All the mega caps are pretty weak. So do I think that mega caps and tech stocks are going to have a hard time with September? Probably. Nvidia has the biggest influence, and then right after that comes Apple. So if Apple was having a hard time yesterday, because you can see here, it was having a hard time here yesterday with these massive drops, and then Nvidia weakens as well too. Once they are in sync, they're going to just influence the entire market. It will drop. Now, with that said, I'm going to share with you my 3 top stocks here that are small caps. One is Zeta. Okay. Now, when I look at this, let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's go to NASDAQ.com. We're going to pull up Zeta. When I look at a stock, and I'm looking to swing something for a long time, I like to go to the earnings tab for that given security. Okay. This is like basic 101. If you don't know how to do this, you need to learn how to do this. There's a whole guide on how to do it inside the community. It's free, it's of no charge, and I show you how to analyze this data. Okay. But just to kind of shorten it up here, what you want to see is growth in EPS. Okay. Zeta has increased in their last earnings, they increased guidance. Okay. That means their EPS growth is going to be positive going here and forward, which is a really good thing, right? So when I look at Zeta on a macro level, the all-time high was about back in November 24th. Okay. This was about $38. And the EPS, this EPS was a high of negative 116. They are way closer to positive EPS. They'll be here probably flat on EPS here for Q3. Let me see. I could barely hover it because it's so small. It's going to be flat, which is a good thing. 0 EPS is better than negative. And then the next quarter 4 of 2025, they're going to be positive again. Okay. Then they're going to have a little drawdown here on Q1, and they will pick it back up. And here's also the other thing. When I scroll down to the yearly earning forecast, They are growing insane from a negative EPS, which will be the end of December, to a positive, and then more than doubling from 2026 all the way to 2027 to 1. That is a really, really good EPS. I've gone this multiple times, like with MU, solid company. Their growth is insane, and I want to capture all as much of it as possible. Same thing with Zeta. It's no different. Okay. It's just at this point, I'm just holding shares, but I see this going higher than 38 because just basic valuation and PE ratio, it's undervalued based on the projections that are coming here in the future. Okay. So I do foresee this being more than double. And again, everything is always about risk versus reward ratio. So I have an end of the year target here for $25, 25.78. It says EOY. Now, this stock can go higher, but it's going to take time. It's going to take, this is more like a 6 to 12 month outlook before it makes a potentially a higher high. Okay. So if that is the case, this can be in 12 months, let's say 12 months, about a 96% return and potentially even higher. Okay. Potentially even 100%. But as of right now, for the end of the year, it's a 31% return. And we've been trading this all year, like pretty much the last month or two, we've been trading this and just making money off of it. We already captured about 40%, this huge pop here in August, and now we want to capture another pop here for September and going into the end of the year. We want to capture as much of this as possible. That's small stock or small cap stock number one. The next one is Sound. Same thing, okay? Let's take a look at their EPS here. If I can pull it up. Okay, let's see if we can just update this. Okay, here we go. Okay. Sound has one more quarter that is going to be better than the previous one. This was a negative 0.09, and now it's supposed to be negative 0.08, which is better. And the next one is going to be negative 0.06, which is better. We just want to capture this entire move. That's it. And it has a lot of potential just because it's also part of the whole AI genre hype right now going on. So at the end of the year target, there is an end of the year target of 17.49, possibly $20. Okay. And from where we got it, this could be potentially a 30% return, maybe a 20% return. Okay. So that's stock number two. Now, the other one is IonQ. Now, this stock is not positive, EPS positive right now. Actually, it's still negative. But here is the thing about this kind of stock. So you can see here, it gets worse in their EPS. But the reason I like this stock, and I believe it's early in the game, extremely early, is because they are quantum computing. They are in a space that is to come right after the whole AI boom. Nvidia took over because of the GPU and the whole AI quantum, like their whole AI software that they got going on. So they own the hardware and they have software. So they're winning. Right after AI comes quantum computing, which again, this is where IonQ is the leading one for quantum computing. They own the hardware and they own the software. It's only a matter of time until this company starts to blow up. And when it turns EPS positive, it will be game over. It will more than likely pull another Nvidia. So if there's anything that you need to get from this video, is that go long on IonQ. I am fairly confident that this is going to be the next Nvidia potentially. It is very, very possible. And it's still early in the game because we're not even in the quantum realm yet. That hasn't even been a thing yet. But it will be at some point. And when it is, and when it becomes, it's only a matter of time. It will crush. It will crush for sure. Okay. If we just take a look at IonQ, I do have a price target here of $57. We got in around the 43, I believe. So we're just a little bit above. It's about a 30% upside move, but I plan on holding on to this for a long time. And I also have leaps, 2027 leaps. This is a long-term play. Again, another 6 to 12 months. and especially since the leaps is like about 2 years out or a year and a half out. That is the trades. Those are three small caps. That's why I'm shorting Nvidia. If you have any questions, drop them in the community box. Okay, I'll answer them in the next video. If you want to get access to Gextron, join the free community. It's free. It costs you nothing. Let me know. Okay. Everybody here wants access. They're all looking for access. I need you to comment here that you're interested, so I can have you on the checklist or on the wait list. All right. That's it. I will see you in the next one.